What's happening?
To hold my stride. Can't nothing gonna hold me down. Oh no, I got to keep it moving.
This is why this ends up like Blerds in the hood now. This is why this fucking is up. What's happening? I'm the resident supervillain, Mr. J. Washington.
I'm the swaggy blerd Winston A. Marshall.
Doom Patrol Season 3, Episode 5 review. If you ain't seen it, spoilers. Damn it.
Ain't nothing gonna hold me down. Oh no, I got to keep it moving.
He sent me the cutest, dumbest TikTok. Like, just a stupid ass little dog can't catch a ball for that.
And then the funniest part, Jay, if you watch it over and over, as I did, the dog, as it misses the ball, its eyes go, no! Like it gets so upset in slow motion. It's like, wait. Like,
I'm not supposed to drop.
No, I had this bitch come back here. Like,
all right, let's try to bring it back on track.
Let's bring it back.
Okay. We are now into about Dada Patrol, right? Because we found out we're gonna see the Sisterhood of Dada. Now, just a bit of backstory. In the comics, what Grant Morrison created, there is no Sisterhood of Dada. It's the Brotherhood of Dada. But for the show, they gender bent it, which again, it's Doom Patrol. So it's like you expect this shit like this. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Whatever they do. And so basically, Laura, it's funny. If you ever watch this show in closed caption, right? Every time Laura DeMille talks off screen, you know how they'll have a character's name? Hers consistently says Madame Rouge. She has never acknowledged herself as Madame Rouge yet.
Nope.
Which is weird to me. Like every time in closed captioning, whoever closed captioned it, they were just like, "This is Madame Rouge." I mean, of course that's who it is, but she had never acknowledged. I just thought that was weird. But Laura's sitting there trying to figure out. You know, we start off Jane's effigy of the chief is burnt the fuck up. You know, people are trying to get on, move on with their life and stuff. Cliff is out here doing what desperate people do. Is that what we can call it? Like,
yeah,
like you can't get no doctors, so you just gonna order shit and
just order it online. Like, well, I mean, not to go there, but I mean,
shout out to Blue Chew.
Well, that wasn't even just that. I literally was thinking of all the motherfuckers that sadly were like, "What COVID? I'm gonna go get this ivermectin and I'll just do it myself." Give me literally going full Thanos and be like, "Fine, I'll do it myself." And then all of a sudden, here he is buying these pills without any sort of prescription. And then on top of that, didn't follow the instructions. Homie just decides to pour. He's like, it's going to take 3 to 4 months. Nah, fuck that. And homie just
let's be real. Let's be real. We know a bunch of people in life that have done that. That when they have medications that are told, especially like if you ever, I think everybody watching this has had somebody who's had antibiotics and they are told you have to take these twice a day for 14 days. Non-stop, right? And so you always had that one person who's like, man, why the fuck I just can't take a bunch of these right now and knock this shit out, not realizing that doesn't help because your infection gets immune to the antibiotics in your system. So we're not gonna go beat by beat, but basically this nigga Cliff is high than that thing, bro.
Bro, he is gone. He gone, bro.
That
like the
was on the bus.
episode.
He was on the bus drawing dicks on the window. Vic was like, "The fuck is wrong with you?" And he was like, "Yo, you look extra shiny."
You look extra shiny. Oh my god.
Well, can we talk? Let's talk about one more thing before we go any further. Sure. Larry's tumor is, I think I said it, or I don't know if you said it. It's the negative spirit. It's always been in him.
I guess you just never noticed it before.
Well, you don't realize it. You don't realize it until the end of this episode when it glows.
Mm-hmm.
And also, it kind of lets you know what it's unique because a lot of people were like, again, shouts out to people in the comments who was like, I think Larry pregnant. And I mean, technically, he is.
He kind of was, yeah. In a certain way.
In a certain way, but it's like once you saw it wasn't a tumor in his stomach and it moved to the back of his neck. Again, shouts out to Riley Shanahan. Is it Riley that does him or is it Matthew Zuck? I'm trying to think which one does the body. because Matt Bomer only does the voice unless he's directly on screen. So there is, so just like, of course, Brendan Fraser can't be Cliff Steele's body. I think Matthew Zuck is Cliff Steele, if I'm not mistaken. I'll check up on it.
Okay.
But whoever does the body, whichever one of them is doing the body for fucking Larry, the reaction is so Matthew Zuck is who's doing Larry.
Got it. Okay.
When Rita's like, oh, the Larry freak. It's so weird with this show because the basic, again, weird shit happens, but it still freaks them out like a normal person would get freaked out. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, think about it. You think after a while you see some shit, you're just like, whatever. Like,
no, but that's the thing though. Something weird always ends up happening to them one way or the other that, like, again, puts them on like a weird, like, what the fuck? Like every single episode. And that's the thing that's so interesting. After everything they've seen, it's what made the line last episode where she's like, well, I guess I'll just go back in time 2 weeks. So like, nah, I wouldn't. It's like, all right, I'll go back 4. Yeah, that wasn't a good time either. They were dealing with the snow globe shit. It's like, okay, what about 6 weeks? 7? Yeah, I guess that's fine. I don't know.
I mean, press your luck on this shit. 7 weeks. Like, bitch, you better...
big money, no whammies, no whammies.
Right. It's like, bitch, press your luck on it. Like, but you finally get, now, mentioning all of that, you get Laura DeMille, who calls a team meeting, and you got Rita's like, you are not the team leader. Like, and she basically wants to get to Doom Patrol to get rid of the Sisterhood of Dada.
Right.
And they're like, bitch, they was like, you want us to capture him? She was like, no, I want you to kill him. They were like, we don't kill people. They're like, we don't do this. And then when Jane asked her, she was like, Jane raises her hand and goes, so if we do this, you'll leave forever? She was like, yeah. Everybody was like, all right, fuck it, we in. Let's go. Like, because the plan was to infiltrate the Sisterhood to join the eternal flagellation. I was like, oh God. Because at first I read it like Cliff did. I ain't gonna lie. Right. I was like, eternal flash. I was like, oh God, it's gonna be a bunch of weird asses just
more, right.
I thought that, and so,
but that was the one thing, of course. Like, and I don't know if you already said that in the comics, it's not the Sisterhood, it's the Brotherhood.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the Brotherhood of Dada. So, which is basically they were their own offshoot of the Brotherhood of Evil.
Right.
So, again, Doom Patrol's weird comics. So you're starting to see, even goes back to Rita and Laura having a moment after Rita sees in the video that she's in the video. And, Rita's like, I'm a world famous throw-down time traveler. And let me tell you something, drunk minds speak sober thoughts. Laura DeMille gets drunk and was like, bitch, ain't you? Bitch, shit. Basically was telling you ain't shit. Like that. This whole episode, one of the biggest things about this entire episode is it's an identity crisis for everybody.
Yes. Well, but that's been the whole, like, if we're being honest, it's been the whole series, but it's especially been this season. I feel like a lot of the identity crises in the previous seasons were specifically dealing with the past. So it was like, you didn't come to terms with being gay for negative man. You didn't come to terms with what your acting career actually was with The Last Woman. You didn't come to terms with like why you became cyborg, etc.
Being a shitty daddy.
Right. And then Jane, you didn't come to terms with your father and how fucking evil he is. But then also for the actual personalities to come together, they had to kind of deal with what put them there in the first, but like why they came to be. But now is the direct exploration of, cool, you figured out who you were in the past. Who are you right now? That is really what this season has been focused on.
And you brought up something good when you bring up the personalities, because we see that Kay is having a therapy session in a sense. And Jane is like, what the fuck is going on? Because again, Jane has been officially appointed the primary. Like, you run the show. And Kay decides she wants to get some shoes, and Jane's like, cool, I'll go do it, whatever. Kay like, no. I want to go. And Jane, rightfully so, I don't know how you feel about this, But Jane, rightfully so, is like, yo, listen, we drive the ship for you. Like, this isn't a good idea. And of course, her therapist, I can't remember what her name was. Dr. What the fuck is her name? I hate doing that when I don't remember exactly what the name is of the person, because there's so many different personalities. Like, we bring up Driller Bill, you got Hammerhead and Dr. Harrison. Dr. Harrison.
Yes.
And so the fact that it's Dr. Harrison is basically saying that if K goes up, it will fuck up everybody in the underground, because K's not meant to be up.
Right.
Which is so wild. But
the reason why, you got to think about it. It's the king. It's like the king or queen in the castle. They're not meant to be the speaking piece or anything like that. That's why you have your, like, essentially your court hands that speak for the king. They're not, or the queen. They're not supposed to be directly talked to. You talk to the people that talk to them. And so Kay is not meant to be out there, because then she's openly exposed to whatever is going on in the real world. That's the whole point of the split personalities in the underground, is because she got so traumatized by her father.
Right.
Personalities took on the outside bullshit for her.
No, I get that. I do get that. But I think, yeah, you do have, but in the same way as you have those who speak for the king, who speak for the queen, you have many times that we've seen throughout television shows and learned about in history, that the king or queen has decided to speak up for themselves. Now, I know people will watch this and be like, well, shit is always typically gone bad when they speak up for themselves. Like, it's just the truth. But does it automatically mean it's going to be negative for K? Because let's hypothetical, because again, towards the end of this episode, K's up top. Up top.
Right.
So it's like, what happens now if K is able to acclimate herself?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? There's a hypothetical if she acclimates. And again, yes, this limits the personalities in the underground, because now if the girl is there, who, like, how are you protecting the girl from the inside if she doesn't bring you up? It's like, I know the personalities, from what we've seen in the show, will have their own feelings on this. But is it such a bad thing? And so, since we're talking about Jay and Kate and Kay, let's just go to when they are in the fog and they're in the sisterhood, and Kay's in a candy shop talking to a woman who looks like she'll punch you in the throat, but do it real smooth. Like, and we find out her name is Shelly Byron. And again, Shelly Byron is the fog from the Brotherhood, Sisterhood of Dada.
Which is funny. So what they did though, right?
It's the last name.
They switched it. So normally
it was Byron
Shelley.
Yeah.
They gender swapped it and made it Shelly Byron. And so the fog is just is a woman in this case instead of a man.
Right. It's a sentient fog.
Right.
Yes, motherfuckers. There's a lot of sentient things. And when you think about
streets, ambulances, fogs, asses, what roach is, snow globes,
rats,
goats, or donkeys, rats, candles, tarantulas, that giant fucking tarantula she made, fucking driving me crazy. And
was that Herschel? No, that wasn't Herschel. That was that was Herschel. That's Herschel. That's Herschel. Manny was the weird looking, like, moose type one.
Which is funny. You would think, though, honestly, just because we haven't seen it normally, you made dead people, aka zombies, sentient, the undead.
Yeah.
So what makes any of this any more ridiculous? Honestly, we're just used to seeing zombies because we've seen them forever. It's been folklore forever.
Yeah, this is true. So Jane is in the candy shop with Kay. Now, remember, their whole job is supposed to be just to infiltrate. It's just to infiltrate. So they're going to play the game. I want to join the sisterhood, all this. And Shelly is like, who are you? And she keeps asking her, who are you? And again, it's one of those things where you're not realizing what's happening.
That was the thing. Shelly asked, who are you? And then Frenzy or Lloyd kept asking, why are you cyborg? Like, why are you? And he was like, I am because, I'm here for justice. And I am because, like, blah, blah, blah. He's like, nah, nigga, but why? Like,
well, let me tell you something. Quick caveat. Frenzy read Vic's ass. He was like, nigga, you don't go through real stress black people go through. I was like, yeah.
Because essentially what it came down to at that point is he kind of called him out. He was like, nigga, you Jaden Smith. All right. Yes, you black.
I'm off here.
Yes, he said, yes, you're black, but you were born into one of the most famous, richest black families. Nigga, you are a superhero. Nobody looks at you the same way that they look at a regular nigga that had to go through some shit.
Which again, for Doom Patrol to go again, Sosana Sachi, if I'm not pronouncing that incorrectly, please forgive me. For her to be an Indian woman and to understand this and to put these different contexts that she's put throughout this entire episode, that's something I don't think we've ever seen Doom Patrol hit on. Like they've hit on so many different things. Am I making sense? Yeah. To sit there and go directly, yo.
They did a little bit with some of Cyborg stories, but not to this depth.
Nothing to this depth. Nothing to this depth. Like, yo, you don't know what it's like to be a regular black person. He's like, because you think you had to. And the fact Cyborg snapped the fuck out. And man, fuck you. I was like, whoa, this is not my Cyborg.
Bro, he got but what black person doesn't get pissed off about that? Because to be honest with you, I actually resonated pretty hard with Cyborg in this. Because how many times have I been told, like, man, you ain't black, nigga, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, why? Because my parents worked their ass off, so I grew up in a slightly better, like, situation. That doesn't mean I didn't have white people fucking saying shit to me. That doesn't mean that I didn't deal with any sorts of, like, stuff like that. So, like, I understood where Cyborg got so pissed, where on the one hand, I get it. Cyborg did have certain things that made his life easier. But in the same token, as he kind of expressed very angrily, and he had to kind of come to terms with it, like almost being called Carlton in this case, is it's like, yes, you didn't have it the same way if you were in the hood, but you still had to deal with the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So he got read pretty hard. Because he did have a lot of stuff that he did not have to go through because his dad worked for Star Labs, because he ultimately became the superhero, etc.
Identity crisis. Crisis of identity. Who you because again, that's been Vic's whole thing. Yeah, you're Cyborg, but you keep saying you're Vic Stone. Who the fuck are you? Because
why are you though? That's kept asking that over.
No, that's what I'm saying. But also remember when you got Vic dealing with Cliff, Grid comes online and he's booyah, he's excited again. But at first he's like, I could be normal. You know what I'm saying? So much different shit. But back to Jay and Kay in the candy shop. So Shelly's asking her, who are you? And all these different things. And at one point, Shelly starts to, come on, baby girl, I got you. Gives Kay some candy and all the shit. Like, it's not trying to, like, she just knows how to make Kay happy. Like, it's not even trying to trick Kay. She doesn't try to trick Kay or manipulate Kay. Kay's a little girl that just wants to be in the candy shop. That's literally all it is. But there's so much more going on than you and I were just talking about with this whole with Shelly and Jane, because it's kind of implied Jane's a lesbian.
And it is indeed implied, yep.
And it's weird. You and I were talking about this before we started recording. The weird thing about this for me is it's never ever been referenced as to Jane's potential sexuality. Like, we know the first time Jane came about, Miranda was getting fucked for doing something for a boyfriend. Jane came about and then snapped out. We remember that, right? We knew Miranda's, but afterwards, when Jane's around, Jane just doesn't like. You could say Jane doesn't like guys, of course, because with her father, we understand that. But Jane don't fuck with nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'd be a different story, and sometimes things allude to it. They give you little crumbs and little droplets and say this is something you might see and you might not understand yet. But you never get any of that with Jane.
Not really. Yeah, it's not. It never really, because for her, with the exception of, I can't remember which personality it is that actually is into the sex and whatnot. It's not something that she's pressed with. She's never.
It's not just. I don't think it's just Miranda. I forgot which one. Let me see. Hold on.
I got it.
Okay. Yeah. Because it's not, because Miranda was the dominant, but there's another personality that's just a sex freak that's just like likes to get fucked, and you're like, again, that's the trauma. They've even said that many times in studies from children who've been abused and things like that. Mm-hmm. They become overly promiscuous because there's a part of their brain that feels like this is what you have.
Is it Scarlet Harlot?
Scarlet Harlot.
But I think she's dead.
Right. Scarlet Harlot died Candlemaker acts, and which is another question: do they die for real?
I mean, yeah, I would think so. We haven't seen a lot of them return.
Not yet.
Like to that point, remember the thing about Jane that makes Jane special, as we learned from the grandma, that whole sequence when they were in the underworld. Jane is named Jane because she is the strongest of all of them. Not necessarily like with her powers, but just with her resilience, with her will. So like everyone else that got thrown down that well, died. She did not. She actually like was able to survive it. And even looking here, Crazy Jane, the dominant alter or host, has no powers. But yes, is derived both from that poem that was read, but also from the grandmother is what they
Gotcha. And so as Kay and Jane are in the candy shop with Shelly, Hammerhead is trying to get to Kay. Like, because the thing was, it was funny because Jane was walking, all of a sudden she heard Kay, and everybody was like, she was like, Hammerhead? What the fuck? Like, she was trying to figure out, how are you outside? Like, I don't hear you. Like, I hear you, not in my head hear you.
Right.
You got Larry, his situation with his son, which is funny, first and foremost, that they told him somebody got to stay with the bus, bro. Like, yo, you just got to, man.
Just hang out here, do your thing. But his high ass bro still got into some old bullshit.
That's Larry. You talking about Cliff.
Oh, with Larry saying, oh,
yeah.
Yes.
They told Larry said, because Jane was like, you kind of got to stay here. He was like, I'm more than without it. It was like, Jane didn't even say that she had his ass with the, are you? Because like, think about it. Think about it though, like you would hit somebody with the like, your ability is the negative spirit within inside of you that is powerful beyond belief. And you don't have this. So it's like, you're just a mummy. You're literally just a living old mummy.
At this point, without the negative spirit, yeah.
So go. You were talking about Cliff.
Well, I was going to say with Larry ended up finding his son. He found Paul because the whole thing with the fog straight up absorbs people. To eat them is the wrong thing, but it is like we said, a sentient fog.
Right.
People get lost in it and they become fully absorbed, which is one of the funny things looking at this about the fog in the books. At one point, the fog absorbs Jane and literally goes insane because of all the personalities, because the fog can hear every single voice of all the people it absorbs. So absorbing all 64 at once and them all screaming like, what the fuck, like going off. The fog was like, ah! It was like, get the fuck out of here. Like, literally vomited. And so apparently in the books, the fog straight vomits Jane back out because it's like, I can't do this. Get the fuck away from me.
Wait. Do it again. Basically, okay, I have to do it. I can't help it. You basically was like the fog started hearing all 64 voices. It was like, hell to the no, hell no. Like,
no, dude, no, more the fog. I know we can't be doing all these memes, all these reviews, but the fog essentially was like,
so we don't have the capacity.
Like straight up was like, no. Okay, we can't let this go to a full Blerds, but like straight up, I don't know a better way to describe any of that, bro. Just be like, you got to go. Like, have you ever had that before? Again, I don't want to go full Blerds, but you ever had a situation you invite a girl over, things are going fine, and then at a certain point, like, oh no, you got to get the fuck up out of here.
I think we've all had that moment. You're like, oh, she came over. She made it clear that this was finna go down. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna set the mood. We're not gonna try to jump.
Talking, you're like, no, fuck this shit. I'm
out. You be like, so man, look, I just got a text message. I got to get up early for work. How early?
Bro,
3 hours. 3 hours.
Which, just complete side note, since I had to go look up Jane here, and they were just talking about all the characters associated with her. Do you know at one point Danny completely evolves into Danny the World, bro? He becomes an entire world. He almost becomes like Ego the Living Planet, but he becomes an entire world.
I could see that. I mean, Danny's an ambulance right now, okay?
Ambulance right now, yep.
Danny went from a street to a brick to an ambulance. If that don't tell you anything, it's possible with Daddy. Like it is.
Yep.
So, but let's go. Okay, so we got Cliff, who was told initially to just chill out, hang back, along with Larry. Cliff was like, "Yeah," Vic was, "What the fuck?" Like, nigga, like, here to go. Cliff is hiding that thing, and Cliff goes and sees a woman in a glass box, and the woman is speaking in Japanese to him, and he's like, "I don't understand," and she says something, "Who are you?" And the way she says it, Cliff starts talking in Japanese, and he's like, "Oh shit!" Like, what?
That's the funniest part is the fact which the quiz that we're pretty sure that that's the quiz.
That's the quiz.
Has the ability, like speaks in Japanese, but has the ability to do that. So like literally that, which was such a cool visualization, is that Cliff sees the English translation being like, I don't speak Japanese, and then she just, I believe she like snaps or something or like does something with the word. All of a sudden he's like, "Nandeyayo, oh suge," like just like starts straight up just, oh dude. I that was one of the things. I won't lie that I got lost a lot during this episode watching it. I'm gonna have to watch it again. This is probably the ones that I was the most confused about. But the visualizations on a lot of this stuff to me was pretty phenomenal, especially Cliff's interaction with the quiz. I thought that was pretty cool.
I think for me, again, I kind of get where you're coming from when you say a little bit confusing. Like, I won't say it was slow. I won't say that by any means. I will say it was a little confused. It was because it was like, what is this story about more? Is it about the sisterhood of Dada? Or is it about, again, the identity crisis within the Doom Patrol? And granted, it for as a whole, it meshed well.
Right.
As a whole.
Right.
But it's like, which exactly is it? The ice cream truck that they go through, that Cliff goes through. I'm trying to remember her name. Give me a sec. I had her name. She's another character she's another member of the sisterhood. The one she was asleep, and then she wakes up. Well, she's a sleepwalker.
Oh no, it's Sleepwalker.
Okay, that's what it is. She's a sleepwalker. Yeah, but when
specifically, it's called Sleepwalk. Sleepwalk is the name of it.
Yeah, and when she wakes up though, she's stronger than a motherfucker. She threw the shit out of Cliff. Ah!
But that was the thing that's weird though. Sleepwalk only has that strength when asleep. So essentially what they end up doing is apparently Sleepwalk just takes mad fucking sleeping pills and then wears headphones all the time playing Barry Manilow so that she can literally sleepwalk and use her strength.
Nigga, when they just dropped Copacabana, I was like, and was beating ass to Copacabana. It's again Copacabana. So you get
I don't know the lyrics, my nigga.
Yeah, you were just as bad as Martin and them Bad Boys, like nas. Yo, you
gotta learn the lyrics, man.
We only do the chorus. This nigga was like, I think Copacabana.
Copacabana.
And so, again, going back to Larry, he gets his son, who he brings his son to the house, who is seemingly going through a thing right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, didn't his family, I'm not mistaken, maybe I got to rewatch it again in season 2. Didn't his family disown him when they realized, you alive? Like, because, like, you done had us this whole time think you were hella dead. Like,
sorry, I'm literally watching the Copacabana shit with Frenzy going off, and now when did Cyborg get that shield? That was kind of cool.
He's always had it. He's always had it. He's always had it.
Okay.
I think he used it one again. Here's the thing with this. Okay, let's just go.
Dude,
pull the curtain. Let's pull the curtain back.
Hold on. I'm watching. Did you walk? Oh, you want me to show you?
Just go ahead. Yeah,
bro, lit my nigga up. Just literally woke up and said, motherfucker.
I mean, you could actually probably play some of the clip. No.
I mean, it's up to you. I don't want to have it.
Yeah, we ain't gonna worry about it. Yeah, let's not get it pulled. Here's the thing I was gonna pull the curtain back on. It's called budget. Budget.
Yeah.
It's called a budget.
Yeah.
Now,
which also, no, I'm just saying, I mean, Copacabana is a Barry Manilow song. So, like, that's the thing that's so cool. They get this shit down to a T. So
Yes.
literally to help friends,
Oh,
to
you
help
didn't know?
sleepwalk.
You didn't know
Huh?
that Copacabana was a Barry Manilow song?
No, I've heard the song before, but I didn't know that was Barry Manilow. I don't know.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't follow
So
Barry Manilow. I've heard
you
the
don't
name.
have
I don't.
you don't have
You
to
know.
follow him. So shouts out to the dude we brought up earlier, Carlton Banks. He
Yeah.
always references Barry Manilow and Wayne Newton are his favorite artists.
Well, Wayne Newton, I knew that because that's the whole. It's not unusual,
Yeah.
but he never like.
Oh
He
no, that was
sang
I'm sorry,
Copacabana one
that wasn't
time.
Carlton Banks. I'm sorry, that's Cole from Martin. My bad, wrong
That's why I
black
was confused.
character.
I was like, what are you talking about? He's
Wrong
talking
in my
about.
head, wrong black character. Black people are all the same in TV shows. But yeah, for them to actually get it licensed to play Copacabana, to hold it again, even though they gender bent the characters, you know what I'm saying, to sit there and give you back what you, it's just amazing. And so, all in all, after the whole situation happens and everything breaks down, they're all back out, right? Rita has given Laura the piece to the time machine. Laura then got drunk, like I said earlier, and told Rita how she truly fucking feel. Like, you fucking just, ugh. Basically, without saying, you ain't shit.
Yeah.
Like, but I think what happens also with her, I think it's not Rita. At some point, the sisterhood is after Laura, right? I think because remember, because Shelly was like, tell Laura we said hi. We'll see her soon. The sisterhood is after Laura, but the problem is Laura turned into Rita at one point. Laura shapeshifted into Rita. So Gargoax was there not to kill Rita, but to kill Laura, which is why when Rita saw Laura the first time, she saw herself.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
When
No, I agree.
she saw herself. So Rita wasn't there. It was something how something.
But I would even. Sorry, I just choked. I actually think, and I think we'll get to the bottom of this, knowing that obviously as a member of the Brotherhood of Evil, that she was out here trying to F up Niles and the Doom Patrol. I bet you she went back in time looking like Rita, so that when she arrived, if Niles saw her, Niles would immediately go, "Oh shit, Madame Rouge." You know what I'm saying? Like they might just be like Rita. You know what I'm saying? It'll buy but knowing you're gonna get amnesia, it'll buy you time when you first land for them to go like, Rita, what are you doing here? You know what I'm saying? To like, so you don't get in trouble. That's where my head's going.
No, that's a good theory. That's a damn good theory. I would have never thought that personally. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Again, like it ends like we said at the end of the episode, Kay's up top. She's looking at shoes. She's about to go get shoes now. Here's the question though, and I don't know if I said it earlier or if I alluded to it. How does Jane come back? Because like the other personalities, they know to switch out when it's needed, right? The personalities have this job. The primary personality is Jane, but the body and the soul and what everything is revolving around is Kay. So if Kay wants to stay, remember at the end you had Dr. Harrison, Hammerhead. I forgot who the other one. I think it was Polly. What's her name?
Yeah, hold on. I got the visual up. Give me a second. The one with the crossed eye, like the red marks around her eyes. I don't remember that one.
Yeah, I can't remember her name.
I've seen her before. I just don't
she's been around
remember.
before. Yeah. Right. And so they were blocking the room door where Kay was at and basically told Jane, you don't have access as of now. So now Kay's up top. Can Kay decide, how does Kay come down from there? Like, yes, the way that, again, Dr. Harrison was like, the underground is a very delicate ecosystem. Like, you've built something you don't, I think the thing is, Kay has built something. She doesn't realize what she built, along with Niles, of course. You know what I'm saying? Along with Niles, of course. But I don't think she has a full grasp as to how everything works. Remember, she made the personalities to deal with all the trauma and everything she went through in her life, right? But at the same time, while she built those personalities to deal with all the trauma, as we saw for 2 seasons, she stayed in a room.
Right.
She stayed in a room.
Right.
And so now you're starting to understand more. Thanks to Jane, you've gotten out, you see what the people are and you've seen everything, and you're playing more with the personalities and stuff like that. But now you want to see what the world is like. And it's like, okay, so if shit goes wrong for you, do you come back down? And then if you come back down, do you put yourself back secluded in a room, or do you blame Jane? Do you blame Doc? You know what I'm saying? It's so much that can lead to.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I'm not quite sure where you go with it at this particular juncture, but it'll be interesting to see, to be honest with you. I'm very curious to see where it goes at this particular point. I'm going to lose my mind until I figure out who
Which
that
personality is.
Yeah.
All right, let me see.
Because the problem is too, and that now that a lot of what we're seeing is like in the underground. Oh, there we go. They do have a thing where you can see what surface versus underground, and that's what I'm trying to look at now. So hold on. There we go.
Wait, what?
I'm on. There is a Doom.
You can
Patrol
share
wiki.
this. You can share this.
Okay. All right. Hold on.
Yeah, share this for the people, because again, since we're doing that, I know a lot of people are like, what are you looking at? And we thank everybody watching this.
That's fine. So
K challenges personality powers.
So you see what I'm saying? So when you click on one, I know it's not Silver Tongue, but let's say it's not Sundaddy. Maybe it's Black.
No,
So
that's not Black
you-
Anise. It's not Black Anise.
No. But when you
Go
click on
to-
some of them,
Go to
when you click
the
on some
Hangman's
of them,
Daughter.
it'll give you surface versus underground.
Okay, go back. Go to the Hangman's Daughter.
It's not the Hangman's Daughter, I believe, because I clicked on it before. Well, that's true. I didn't click on the underground version.
It's the Hangman's Daughter. No,
No. Because it's those red. It's like crossed X's over the eyes.
All right, so go back. And so we are looking at, see if it's Scarlet Harlot.
It's not Scarlet Harlot. I already checked, but we can
okay. You already checked. All right, no worries. Yeah, it's not Scarlet Harlot.
Spinning Jenny. No.
That's weird, because
I don't know.
Because I'm trying.
Oh, you know what? Hold on. Let me go to a lot of times they'll put in the credits.
Of which personalities were there.
Yeah.
Because you'll have who played Dr. Harrison, who played Hammerhead, and stuff like that.
Right. All right. Hold on.
All right.
So I know you can't see it. Just give me a second.
No worries. Season 3, episode 5. Okay. Doom Patrol Wiki.
Okay. Is it Pretty Polly?
That's who it is. That's what I'm saying. Her name was Polly. Yes, Pretty Polly.
Okay.
Then she's not listed. That's what I was like, yeah, Pretty Polly is a person. That's why I was like, Polly something. That's what I'm saying it was. Yeah.
Okay.
It's Pretty Polly. Gotcha. So now we can, because that's a lot.
Yeah. All right. Let me.
Yep. See, stop. She wears a black Victorian dress and has X's carved into her eyes.
There you go. Cool.
Pretty Polly. So again, you have K up there. Larry, his zit on the back of his neck is glowing. Basically, it's the negative spirit. And it's one of those, like, it's a tumor, because in a sense, the negative spirit is the tumor that was in him on top of all the radiation from space. Uh-huh. So it would make sense that the tumor reborn is the negative spirit. But here's my big question. Is Cliff going to accidentally pop this pimple?
I think he'll be okay.
Like, because it seems like somebody's going to pop the fucking pimple.
I think it'll be okay. I honestly think it'll be fine. I worry, since it's moving around, maybe if they're in the middle of a battle, he might fall on it. But I don't think anybody's going to walk up. I don't think anybody's going to walk and go, oh, clack. Like, I think we'll be all right.
Think about it. When they were on the bus, Cliff was like, I should squeeze it. And then Jay was like, squeeze it. You know, she's like popping. She was encouraging it. So to say you don't think somebody will, like, again, little kids will pop zits and pimples. What if Kay, being up top, just, what's this? Squirt?
Let's not go there. I don't want to think about that. That's nasty as
hell.
No,
we've watched people go out of a donkey's ass. Okay, so what? Let's just keep it.
I bet if that happens, he's gonna drop dead instantly. I honestly think he would drop dead instantly if that happens.
Because the spirit's out of him?
Because that's the only thing keeping him alive at this point.
Well,
that is literally the only thing keeping him alive.
Oh, yeah, because I never forget in the first season, every time that mom was trying to go to the bus station and leave, it was like, I'm out of here. It was zero.
All right. That's a hard pass.
All right, so look, let's wrap this up. Scale of 1 to 5. You already know what we do. Rate it.
If I had to rate it, I'll give it a 3, man. It introduced a lot of really good stuff in here that I would love to, and I think maybe my score might go up when I watch it again. But the simple fact that my first watch through, I did find myself a little flat-footed, like a little confused. I gotta lower it a little bit. So this was just a 3 for me.
For me, I'm gonna give it a 4.25. I've never given anything a quarter, I don't think. I did get a little confused. Again, like I said earlier, is this about more of the sisterhood of Dada or their identity crisis? Now, granted, and like I said earlier, again, it infused both, but we'll see how it goes going forward. The closed caption thing just still fucks me up whenever it talks and says Madame Rouge. And I'm like, she's never once or is never, not even Niles's letter called her Madame Rouge. You know what I'm saying? Niles's letter said Laura DeMille. And so the sisterhood members, Laura DeMille, everybody, just that little tidbit thing. So a 4.25. Again, I'm so invested as to where this goes because again, I like the fact that this isn't our typical Doom Patrol isn't your typical comic book series. So it isn't one of those, oh, we're gonna eventually see this character, or we're gonna see this storyline. You're gonna get some obscure ass fucking characters brought to life in live action, and it works.
Well, again, knowing that they even got down to a T both the quiz and sleepwalk, you know what I'm saying? Like that's fire to me. But they've done it. They've done it already. They've shown that they have the capacity to do this. So shout out to them for that for sure. But yeah, man.
Yes, indeed. All right, y'all. We appreciate y'all for rocking with us. Y'all already know how to find us. Our social medias are here. Y'all know where we are live every Tuesday and Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. He's on the Citizen app. So if you see wild shit like a raccoon stuck by an air conditioner,
bro, please tell me you went back and watched that and saw my play-by-play where I was.
No,
I made it. Oh, bro, I straight up gave it the voice of like a black child at a sleepover, and the mama being like, "You better bring your ass." But ma, you said I could stay over. If you don't bring your little ass down here right now, like, just go back and watch it. I've tweeted about it. So
this man has issues. I need y'all to understand that. We'll holler at y'all next week, episode 6. Thank you for rocking with us. Make sure you share this video, subscribe, tell the people at Doom Patrol, like, yo, these two dudes got some good thoughts and ideas. Y'all should put them in the writer's room and get them like a writer's assistant job on the show because they could help facilitate some ideas. Like, yo, y'all should hit up the Swaggy Blerd and Mr. J. Washington. We need y'all to do that. You know, Hollywood shit. All right, we out. Bye.